Reminder to Senator Ellis.
And I'm putting us live streaming right now for the YouTube. So we're live.
Good morning. Today is February 26th, Friday morning. This is the virtual Charles County delegation meeting, and we welcome you to our viewing. You will note that on the agenda, we have several updates regarding our legislation. And for the record, I'm Delegate Edith Patterson, Chair of the delegation. Along with me is Delegate Susie Proctor, Delegate C.T. Wilson, Delegate Deborah Davis, and I believe we are expecting Senator Ellis. Okay. Members, I hope that you have a copy of the disposition before you. And I really want to thank all of you for the hard work you've done. This legislation was presented by the Charles County delegation last year, and we had public hearings, and the information was vetted with our bill drafters. And so we've gone back and forth on this. Some of the bills have already been heard in committees. And so I also want to welcome Commissioner President Ruben Collins, who is here representing the Board of Commissioners. Okay. Any questions before we start? I have questions from the county commissioners, and they will be addressed as we go along. All right. Okay. The first one is House Bill 1072. In this bill, it is the Charles County delegation, Charles County Community Services and Pretrial Release Programs authorization. The amendment was offered to establish a pretrial release and alternative sentencing program in Charles County. The amendment passed 4-0. We are still waiting on 2 other votes from Delegate Wilson and from Senator Ellis. However, the 4 represents majority vote. And if either would like to offer their votes at this time, Crystal will record it.
You can record me as a yes.
Delegate Wilson, okay. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to have a unanimous vote. If there are any questions, I'd love to answer them. I will say that we worked really hard on this, and I was able to speak with county commissioner representative, legal counsel, OPD, and Judge West to make sure that we could get a good final version in. So I'd like to have it unanimous if I can. Who we're missing?
Senator Ellis has just joined us. And Senator Ellis, we were going over House Bill 1072, the amendment for the Correctional Services Pretrial Release. Excuse me. I just noted that, I'm sorry, the amendment is a result of the hard work of Delegate Davis and Judge West and the county representative as well. And so if you'd like to cast your vote or ask questions, we will take that at this time.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I thought I did send that in. Well, I know I did send that in. Did you not receive it?
She has not, but your voice, affirmative vote will count. Thank you so much.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you, Delegate Davis, because if you look at the file, it's pretty voluminous. And with many of these, it takes a lot of time. The wording, working with the bill drafters, and then back and forth. So you earn your stars this session.
And thank you very much, Madam Chair. I'd never done it before, and it was, and thank to Naisha also. We to go back and forth and back and forth. So
Well, not just on this one, but others, right?
yeah.
Thanks. Okay, the next one is House Bill 1018. Oh, okay. This bill is, thank you, Delegate Wilson, for taking the lead on this bill in ECM. Bill was heard. Any updates?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Obviously, most of these bills get local courtesy, so I don't see it slowing down at all. It matters. Yeah, we haven't voted on it yet, but I don't see it slowing down.
Okay, great. As an aside, oftentimes the bills are presented to the committee, oftentimes by the members who are on that committee. And so Delegate Wilson and Delegate Davis got overtime this session because the bills were heard in their committees.
Madam Chair, if I may, if we could get this voting sheet, a unanimous voting sheet over to Judiciary, I could probably get this out today.
We will. She's
Thank
making a record right now as we
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And thank you, Crystal, because you have worked really hard on these bills as well. Okay, the next one is 1024. That is a proposal for the creation of a civilian review board empowered to create oversight of police when instances of misconduct on complaints occur. The bill, this passed as amended. We're still waiting for the votes from Senator Ellis and Delegate Wilson.
Madam Chair, if I may, I thought I responded to this email. Clearly, I didn't. So I'm an up.
Okay. And Senator Ellis?
Yeah, same thing for me, exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. All right. Okay. All right. House Bill 1081 is a proposal to establish the local Human Relations and Civil Rights Commission. And I'm going to defer again to, thank you, Delegate Davis, because you worked again and again with the county as well as with the bill drafters here. So if you would be willing to offer some insights, suggestions regarding this legislation.
Thank you so very much. And I've been waiting for an opportunity to update the delegation on this. So this bill started out as Charles County starting, it reads that we're going to enable Charles County to set up their own Human Relations Commission. Since then, it has evolved, it has taken on a couple of, we haven't changed the bill, so that's how it exists right now. But since then, we've had meetings with the State Human Relations Commission and the commissioners and the NAACP, and we've had lots of discussion. And we've come up with the fact that we've come up with the decision, or not the decision, we have ascertained that Charles County does not want to set up its own Human Relations Commission. It's expensive. It doesn't have it. We would have difficulty getting the power, the subpoena power, the power that we need to investigate it. What we really need is a branch. What NAACP agrees that we really just need a branch of a Human Relations Commission in Charles. So what we did was we had a meeting with them. They said that it was dissolved because of economic reasons. And to get that, we would have to go to their board. At that point, it was of my opinion that we needed to withdraw this bill because it is not the intention of the commissioners to set up their own Human Relations Commission. It is not their intent. And I'm suggesting that we do that and we work with the Human Relations Commission the statewide Human Relations Commission to give better access to our citizens in Southern Maryland. There are ways that they're working on that, and they've established, what do they call it? A connection. They've given them names of some sort. They're starting up, they have a connection where they're setting up regional representatives or regional task force. What do they call it, Commissioner Collins? Do you remember? They're setting up these
I think it was like a regional,
liaison group, pretty much. And they're doing that throughout the state. And they also mentioned that in the age now of electronics, most complaints are being filed electronically. And they do have, and what else came out of the meeting was that they do have a regional person in Prince George's, which isn't that far away. So I will say that I spoke with president of the NAACP, and she is still insistent that we need a satellite office in Charles. But that is not what this bill does, so I'm recommending that we withdraw it.
Delegate Davis, is that in the motion? Is that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
All right, is there a second, please?
Madam Chair,
All right, there is a motion that's been made. There is a second. All those in favor,
Oh, could
please.
we have a discussion
Oh,
first?
I'm sorry, I didn't see the hand. Delegate Wilson.
thank you. And this goes to, and I know we are very pressed for time, but this
No,
goes,
it's okay.
I guess, for Deborah. I thought the intent by the reading of the original bill was to start one in Charles County. How did that change? Because when the bill was first submitted, wasn't it approved by the commissioners?
I believe there was misunderstanding. I believe
Because
I believe that we thought that this would enable us to have a state board in the county. Commissioner Collins can speak to it if he like, or
Well, no, and I guess, and I don't want to belabor the point. It's just, I knew exactly what this bill was because I read it. And if that's not their intent, then God bless them. I do think we need something. I think we will be hard pressed and overlooked trying to get a satellite office in Charles County. At the end of the day, we will probably be revisiting this. If it's a financial issue, I get it, because I know the need is there, and I cannot think that, I don't have the faith that some people might, that the state is going to deliver.
I don't believe that we're gonna have a satellite office either. I mean, given, but we need to have the discussion as to whether we need a satellite office. If it's just to file complaints.
Well, the way I understood it was to investigate on a local level. It was to have this board, this organization investigate our complaints instead of having to go through the timeliness of the statewide process. Things could still be elevated to a state level, because I think Prince George's County has something very similar, but it allows us to have original jurisdiction, if you will, for these complaints. So it's not just the physical or electrical filing, it's also how you handle them, how they're researched and investigated. That was something, now granted, that's very expensive. And I get that. If that's the argument, I got it. I just don't think, we're not going to get what we ask for unless we provide it to ourselves. I'm going to go along with you for the withdrawal, but this is something we're going to be visiting, that I promise.
I absolutely agree. And I agree that we definitely need something in Charles County.
Yeah.
We need more discussion on what
Yeah.
it looks like.
I get it.
Senator Ellis?
Yeah, thank you, Delegate Patterson. So this went through, commissioners, it was approved, and I presented this bill this week before the Senate committee, and got very positive reviews, as a matter of fact. Chairman Pinsky said, there's one in Prince George's County, so hey, and so he's in favor of it. I worked with St. Mary's County because their name is all over the bill, and they're working with us to really get it. I think they have one in St. Mary's too. And so the thing is, I'm not sure why we would back out of this. I would love to, the county needs it. We have a lot of issues that we need to resolve, and we just can't really put these bills in that are meaningful and then, how should I say gently, just back out like this. I don't understand why we would back out. Of course, we don't have the time this morning to do it. We cannot mandate that the state open a satellite office in Charles County. They're cutting things in Charles County. The pre-release unit in Charles County is defunded. And so, the thing is, our influence can be used best to really do these things. So I'm willing to follow the author of the bills and main person behind this bill for
Okay.
whatever reason. But if it's something we have to revisit, we have to. But, I did a lot of work with this over here. I know you guys did a lot of work with it too. And I really don't understand why we are backing out from this at this stage, because it's needed in Charles County.
Okay.
I guess
The purpose for the discussion is simply that, for discussion, because there have been some changes within the bill that was presented, and as Delegate Davis worked on, it changed, morphed into something else. But we were certainly part of the will of the body, and so Delegate, will be up to you in terms of withdrawing your motion.
Can we hear from Commissioner Collins, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. Commissioner Collins?
Good morning, everyone. To put everything in a nutshell, what this legislation does is essentially affirm what Charles County already has in place. The Charles County's local code already allows a Human Relations Commission, but that was not the intent of the very nature of the proposed bill. The proposed bill was to have the authority that's associated with the state entity. It's in our code. It's actually been in Charles County's code since the 1960s. And Delegate Patterson, you probably recall, like in previous conversations through the years, where the idea of this Human Relations Commission, because I raised it back in the early 2000s, what it did actually do. It literally provides the authority, but there's absolutely no financial means to actually create the office itself. That's why I believe personally that a better track is to pursue, and the NAACP agrees with us, pursue the idea of creating, a regional office where the possibility exists for funding, because it was defunded. And many of you on this call are lawyers. If you recall, I know during the course of my practice, I literally went to then the Southern Maryland Human Relations Commission office that was located in St. Mary's County. But as we learned, and it was meetings that included Delegate Davis, myself, and other staff people, we learned that that office was defunded basically because the director that was running the office retired. And the legislature basically said, well, you know what? We won't even really push the idea of, establishing someone to take over for that position. So it's not a matter of just giving up on the idea. It's a matter of being actually a little more authoritative in what we really need. We already have bottom line, we already have the authority now to create a Human Relations Commission. But we want one that has subpoena power. We want one that has the backing of the state. But I want to make it clear, we already by code have this in place. We can do it. And admittedly, all of us learned as we went through the process, we learned more about what we were actually seeking.
Yeah, so will the county actually use the authority vested in the county to create that commission?
But it's already there. But my point is, we're going to need money. We're going to need about $1 million to get that kind of office started. Could you guys allocate some funding from the state for us?
No.
Really?
And it still won't have subpoena power.
Right. And
It
so,
won't have it will have no teeth.
and Commissioner Collins, I agree. That's why I think, maybe another year of discussion. I know you've been fighting for this since the early 70s, and I want it to be what you want it to be. All the work you put in, I want it to literally be, like you said, to have the teeth that it needs, be if we go by the state, or if we just go by, we do it ourselves. So again, I'm going to defer to you guys on this, but I don't want to abandon the idea that we need. That's all.
We'll commit to working on it over the interim, CT. We'll get
Yeah.
we'll work on it in the interim.
All right,
All right,
Debbie.
so
Agreement.
the
Say
motion
that,
still
make sure you call me
stands. All right, so to bring closure, the motion is that it be withdrawn. Do you want to add a caveat that it be continued to be worked on over the summer, Delegate Davis?
Absolutely.
And just real quick, because I was reminded, it's not over. And if you recall, Delegate Davis, the state is recommending a Southern Maryland Advisory Council to the state HRC. So they're working with us. It's not like they're abandoning us, so they're working with us, but it'll just be a more detailed process.
All
Sure.
right, thank you so much. All right, so I need your vote, or Crystal needs your vote in terms of withdrawing the bill at this time and working with vigorously over the interim. Okay,
Delegate Wilson's a yay to the withdrawal.
our Delegate Proctor, you can raise your hand or thumb down or whatever.
I'm voting to continue during the summer.
Yes, to withdraw the bill, but continue during the summer as an interim.
Yes.
Senator Ellis
Yes, I vote yes.
and Senator
Thank you.
Jackson.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, we have that tally. All right, the last bill is, okay, House Bill 1061. 1061. With this bill, let's see. I think I wanted comments from Commissioner President. This bill authorizes by local law residential property. I think it went from multifamily to single family. Or Crystal, come in if I'm mistaken.
No, that's correct. The amendment is
Sarah
taking it,
Collins, go ahead.
right, it's taking it from multifamily dwelling to any residential unit offered for lease is what the amendment is for. I haven't gotten the amendment back, but I have the verbiage that was submitted to get an amendment that says this.
All right. Okay. Currently, the amendment tied. Is there any discussion amongst the delegation?
Madam Chair, do we want to move the amendment first and discuss the bill as a whole as amended, or do we want to, because I see the vote and apparently my name's not in that one either, but was that vote taken prior to the bill or prior to the amendment or after the amendment was submitted?
The vote was on the amendment.
Oh, on the amendment, okay.
Right, and right now it stands 3-3. I mean, it stands tied. And I don't have you, Delegate Wilson, or Senator Ellis's tie-breaking
I want
vote.
the tally of the vote. I did not support this this amendment nor the bill.
Okay. I
believe that's
personally
what-
think that if we're going to do it, getting to the root of the problem is ensuring that we know just how many rental properties we have in Prince George's and Delegate Proctor in Charles County. And again, because Prince George, working in Prince George's County in the past, they have this. They have an ability to maintain, ensure that we have, not just know how many rental properties, but they're viable. And I say that because there was a former delegate who had several. He was pretty much a slumlord for Charles County, and several of his properties didn't even have running water, and they were single-family homes, and they were being rented. And the people that were being rented to were poor, and it wasn't a high rent. But the point is, they deserve better, and they never got it. We deserve to know where those places are. We deserve to be able to hold those people accountable. If I rent my house out, it should be up to standard. If I rent my basement out, there should be an escape route for if somebody wants to climb out of a window. If there's a fire, I shouldn't be able to rent my basement apartment out if there's not a egress and entrance point for a fire. So personally, I don't have a problem with the amendment.
And more questions. And I think because this is, I think the next time we meet, why don't we just discuss House 1061, because I had a question about the level of fees, how they would be determined, and also a question regarding whether or not there are other types of ways for the slumlords or people who are renting properties are held accountable. So if you
No.
don't mind, I will hold this.
Excuse me,
No
Madam Chair.
questions.
Yes,
Okay, so I didn't have a chance to vote on this, even though I sent it in, but I understand bureaucratic mixed up. So I share the thoughts of Delegate Wilson. I did a tour of Nanjamore, some substandard housing, single family homes there. And, you know, and it's amazing, no plumbing. And I would love to have single family homes under the purview of the county also to permit and to look and to see, or else they can be rented. So I vote yes for that. And I would recommend us not hold this bill, let it go
Yes.
forward, because our renters need some relief. I mean, too many folks in the low income are straddled with substandard housing currently. And I believe, I know Commissioner Collins led this fight, and I really think it's time we really move forward with
we
this
took a
to
question.
grant relief to some of our poorer citizens who are stuck and be taken advantage of by not
Oh,
having.
absolutely. I understand that. My question had to do with the fees. Certainly, as representative of District 2, I've seen the poverty, and I think there should be laws. But, well, I'm just one vote. I just feel that there should be more specificity in a bill of this nature. Senator,
Madam Chair, we had this discussion, and I believe that we discussed and we came to the conclusion that the county commissioners are the ones who will maintain those.
This is just enabling. This is enabling. We would determine the actual fee.
Madam Chair.
absolutely, yes.
um,
Delegate
I-
Davis?
Yeah, I'm concerned that further delay is going to kill it. So I am with Ellis and Wilson that we move forward.
All right, well, I will certainly abide by the rule, and I will support the delegation of the bill as well, but I just wanted to, as they say on House floor, explain my vote. I'm all affirmative. Is there any other discussion? All right, well, thank you very much for that. A quick request, a letter of support for the Maryland Historical Trust regarding Mount Aventine. Is there agreement? We sent a letter of support.
Yeah, I move that we move forward.
Regarding what in Mount Aventine?
I know, to make Mount Aventine a house museum at Chapman State Park, accessible to people with disabilities.
And I just need Senator Ellis and Delegate Wilson's votes for the record. That's a yes from
Yes.
Delegate Wilson
Yes, from Ellis.
and Senator Ellis.
And guys, we have to get on the Southern Maryland delegation meeting.
I know. Thank you very, very much for this. And next time we will probably have a long meeting, maybe at a different date.
Well, we also may not have Southern Maryland every week. I'm trying to, space that out. So hopefully we can do it on a week we don't have Southern. If you don't mind, Madam Chair.
All right, there were some questions from the county commissioners. They had to do with amendments. The amendments will be reviewed. We will give them to the county. Right now, some of them have not come out for as amended documents. So again, thank you very much. And this closes
Could I
the, yes,
make one announcement before we go?
Senator Ellis, yes, please.
Yeah, so as my role is one of the senators for Charles County, as far as with confirmation, the discussion will bring in, the Sheriff Troy Berry is on confirmation role for the Standards Commission. And so we have him scheduled for a meeting next week, Friday. I'm handling it through my office, and each member will receive that notice for next week, Friday morning. And so I just want a heads up. I speak to the sheriff frequently, and so he'll be here. So I just wanted to make that announcement and put that on your calendar because it's coming up.
Yeah, well, that makes one of us to speak to him frequently. I'm looking forward to that. You said it's, at what time are you gonna be doing it, Senator? I'm always saying this, I wanna make sure if I avoid Southern Maryland delegation.
I think
I
it's in
put
the
in,
8 o'clock. I'm
I
sorry.
had put
Go
in
ahead.
for 8:30 a.m. on March the 5th.
Okay. Thank
I'll
you.
see what all right, thank
And
you.
I worked with your office, Senator.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes.
Very much. And this ends the meeting for today.
Thank you, guys.